Mike, what's up?
Nothing. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Mike Farrell, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you
Nah, no
responded so
problem at
quickly,
all.
man. I had reached out to your Gmail, but that wasn't working. So glad that you check your Instagram.
I do
Obviously, I wanted
constantly,
to.
so you're good on that.
Obviously, I wanted to get you on and just get a little bit of background information. Can you turn your television down?
Oh yeah, my fault. Sorry about that.
Good, we're good.
Yeah, just wanted to get some background information as we're all very familiar with Danny Swift Garcia, and he seems to be the face, but on the license, you're listed as the promoter. So wanted to just, pick your brain and see where'd you get your start and why boxing?
Yeah, well, Danny and I are actually both listed as the promoter. We got that fixed. I don't know why that had happened, but I was in the automobile business, currently still am, and used to still sell cars to a lot of the celebrities and move that way. I grew up around boxing. My best friend's father was Joe Frazier, so it's always been around us. It's always been around me. Um, I've always been very intrigued by it, and Danny and I met about a year ago, and we kind of built a relationship, and we both have the same views. We have the same morals, and we have the same beliefs. And there's certain things in boxing we've always wanted to change because we've saw certain things happen to certain people, and that's kind of how we linked up, and we've just been going from there.
Wow, only a year. Okay, salute
Yeah,
to you, man. That's a
yeah.
beautiful thing. So, did it take convincing for Danny to get on board, or did he also have the itch to become a promoter? And why did you choose him to partner up with?
We met through a mutual friend of ours. Shout out to James Cruz. He did introduce Danny and I, and obviously Danny did have the intent of becoming a promoter. He always wanted to become one. So everything kind of lined up, and we hit it off. And I respect him. He likes the way I move, so it was just a good match. And we built a friendship from it, and the friendship's keeping on to build. And we're just going from there. We're just taking it one day at a time.
How would you say that the day-to-day operations of running Swift Garcia Promotions, I guess, relate to your previous job, and what attributes would you say you found to be the most useful in boxing?
I think it's all about people, right? In my opinion, I think if you relate to people right and you treat people the right way and you come from a common ground, you have certain morals and the way you do things, I think that allows you to build a business the right way. Not all money is good money, and not all relationships are good relationships. So we just try to differentiate between the two and build the company the way we feel is right, not what everyone else thinks is right. So it's relationships, the relationships and the patience. I think the patience to understand that everyone is going to have something to say, but really the things that matter are the people that are in the room having conversations with you. Those are the ones you really have to listen to because those are the ones you need to trust and build your relationship with moving forward.
Now, Philadelphia boxing, you guys thrive over there. I know you're from New York City. Did you relocate and you just listed New York, or? And I'm just asking, but that city thrives. I know Manny Rivera does shows. Obviously, Marshall Kaufman does shows. You guys are already working on your third or fourth show. Um, I'm sure Liana Cruz has worked with both Manny Rivera and Marshall
Yeah.
Kaufman. I mean, Philadelphia, look at what Boots did. I mean, obviously, he's the one that brought in the most with 14,100, but it's a city that is thriving when it comes to boxing. But what made you go to that particular market, being as though there is so much competition on a club level, which is where you're, putting your foot in the door at?
It's Danny's hometown. I mean, we want to make sure that throughout the whole process, we're giving back to Philly. This is why I said it's more than boxing. So, it's personal to us to make sure that everywhere we go and everything we do, we're giving back to the places that we're at. So obviously with Philly being Danny's hometown, and I'm actually from New Jersey, our office is listed in New York, so that's why it has that on there. But I'm actually from New Jersey, so it's not that far of a commute. It's about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's why we chose Philly. We're not worried about what anyone else is doing. We're just worried about what we're doing, and we're trying to build it based off our beliefs. And hopefully, everyone sees what we're doing and appreciates it, and they come out and support. That's really it, because we're going to make sure that we're giving back to the city as we go.
Is there any streaming for this?
Yes, so we'll be streaming on www.dmdb.com. Just so you know, we actually did make a partnership with www.dmb.com, which is owned by Zoo Media. So we formed a partnership with Mark Cuban, Phyllis Yeager, and Barry Tarek. So those are our partners moving forward. So you're going to see us streamed on that platform. And they have the same lines that we do and the same beliefs. So that's why we did it. And their platform is actually, it's a unique platform. It gives back to the people instead of paying the big corporate America. It allows people to use that platform, and the money actually goes back to the users. So that was something that was important to us because it's helping the American people grow and not the corporate America. So it's a very interesting site. I suggest everybody take a look at it. You can do advertising on it, and the advertising comes back to you. 80% comes back to the actual user, not the company. So I think that's very important.
And are they handling the production or just the signal?
They're going to be handling the signal.
We have a production team that we're working with. They've been working hand in hand together. They actually started the process this week to make sure that everything is good for next weekend. So shout out to them. They've been working their tails off, making sure that the streams are going to be perfect, and it's going to be live so that everyone has no issues when they're watching the card October 12th.
Is there going to be a test run for like the press conference?
Not this one.
I think what we're going to do with the press conference on this one is the press conference and the weigh-in, we are going to record, and we're going to have that as promo for the next one, which the next one we might broaden a little bit and try to get the press conference or the weigh-in streamed and then take it step by step that way. But we want to make sure that we're building it right so the users don't have any interruptions during that process.
I don't know how to ask this without just being me, man.
Go ahead.
How'd you pull off the main event? Tierra Brown fights on OTX. She just signed to someone too, and then Diana Vargas
Overtime.
Diana Vargas just fought on DAZN. It just sounds expensive.
I mean,
Listen, I wouldn't. Really,
I'm not saying that it's expensive. Again, it's a club show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you're saying they're streaming, so maybe there is some financial support through the streaming company, but I'm still impressed with the card altogether. I'm starting at the main event, but we got quite a few people that I want to talk about that are on this card, which is impressive.
I mean, at the end of the day, we want to deliver great boxing to Philly.
So that's been our goal from day one. We've said it from day one. So we're trying to strategically align with people, and shout out to Brian Cohen, shout out to Nick Tiberi, Renee, Michelle. Everyone works everyone works really hard to work around the clock to try to make that happen, because that's one of our goals. We want to bring big boxing and great boxing to Philly. So when we say it, we mean it, and hopefully people see that by the cards we're starting to deliver.
Was it difficult, to the best of your knowledge, 'cause obviously you got matchmakers, but was it difficult to get Diana? I mean, coming off of the Sky Nicholson loss, Tierra's a tough fight, known puncher. I mean, she's been avoided. Her getting the OTX deal is really what put her in a position to even be talked about other than by hardcores.
Agreed. And, like I said, shout out to Brian Cohen. He worked hard on that one. He was able to get it together, and it made sense for everybody. And, Diana, shout out to her. She was ready for the fight. Tierra is going to have her shot at having a WBC world title. So that's huge for Tierra. And then, Diana gets to come back to Philly. She just fought Sky Nicholson in a good match at the Wells Fargo. Now she gets to try to come back and get a shot at taking the title home. So I think it's going to be an awesome fight. I think both women are going to come ready to brawl, and I think everybody's just going to be strapping up and ready to go for that.
Obviously, next you have Dylan Price, former TMT fighter, undefeated, 18-0, 12 KOs. I know his dad very well, David, and
David's
another
awesome.
another good undefeated fighter on the card. And they actually do their own shows. They don't really rock with people. So that's, again, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. How'd you get Dylan?
We have a great relationship with David and Dylan. Directly, it was an opportunity that we were able to get Dylan a WBC title shot.
Okay.
So once again, we worked with his team, with his dad, with himself, and we came up with something, and we knew it would be a good stage, and it's in Philly, and he's right across the bridge, and he's originally from there, so it made sense. It made sense to, like I said, deliver great boxing to Philly. That's always our intent. Our intent is to make sure that every card we put together has great matches and has great people on it to really energize or re-energize the city and get them back in a great boxing mode.
So the big one here, was that a Danny, like Danny pulled in the favor? Because you guys got Carmel Moulton. That's
We
huge.
do. We do. Cremel's going to be in the city. That is a huge, and that was a team effort. That was everyone involved from top to bottom, trying to figure it all out. Obviously, having Danny definitely doesn't hurt. That also helps. He's very well respected in the game. People know who he is, and he always does things the right way, and he's always been honorable from day one him walking in. So, when we approached them with the situation and we had a conversation, it made sense for everybody, and we wanted to deliver it to Philly, so we made it happen.
And it doesn't stop there. You got a few other undefeated fighters. You got Quincy
Yeah.
Williams as well. And he's going in that 150-ish, I guess, division. Did he decide on? Because, he's fluctuated. Is he welterweight? Is he 54? Do we know?
So Quincy is going to be fighting,
Daniel Lim?
yeah, Daniel M. He's going to be fighting him at 160. So that's where the bout is going to happen at. Quincy, very, very talented boxer. He won the gold gloves. He won the silver gloves. He won the Panamanian Games. He was online to be in the Olympic trials. I mean, the kid's just phenomenal. He was the Mike Tyson Award winner at the TCL. So that's a kid that could fight. So we're going to make sure that he is moved the right way and really promote. His story is amazing. People just don't know it. So slowly but surely, we're going to bring that to light. And Quincy's going to be a future world champ. That I know.
So is there like a secret alliance with OTX? Because I'm starting to see a lot of similarities in opponents and A sides, for that matter. I mean, Tierra Brown, Daniel Lim. He's a OTX B side, so to speak. So and your matchmaker works for OTX as well.
No, there's definitely not a partnership or an alliance with OTX. I think it just honestly was coincidence.
Okay.
Like I said, we just want to deliver good boxing, and whoever those boxers are, that's what we're going to go after. We're not looking at a particular, promotion company or anything like that. We're just trying to make sure that whatever we put in the right way. So it's just coincidence. There's definitely no link with us in over time. We're not like partners or anything. It just happened. But they're a great company, and they've built their reputation, and they do a great job with it. So we're opposed to working with everyone as long as they're the right people. So if that ever came about, I'm pretty sure we would entertain it, and we would go from there.
I'm hoping I'm not butchering Iran
Aron
Peterson.
Peterson.
Is
Yep,
he
you
like?
got it right.
I'm sure he's not, but he has a striking resemblance to Scooter, right? To Stephen Fulton. He looks so much like Stephen Fulton.
Yeah. No, he's not. They do train in the same gym.
Oh
Aron's a
wow,
great.
look at that! I didn't know that.
Yeah, Aron's a great kid. He's 7-0. Aron's another one can fight. He's actually trained by Breadman. So
Okay.
Breadman's a great trainer.
Yes,
And
sir.
Breadman makes sure that his people are ready. And Aron is one of them. So we're excited to have him on the card. He's fighting Micah Hunt.
Yep.
So he's ready to make his stable and keep it going. So hopefully October 12th he makes another statement, gets a knockout or at least a W, and keeps his streak going live.
Now, what is, I guess, the projected next date for the company?
We do have one lined up.
In order to know what that date is, you got to tune in October 12th. Tune in October 12th. You'll make sure you see it. Be in the building or be on the live stream. You'll get it firsthand right then and there.
I got 5 more if you have time. You have time?
Yeah.
These are from the people. This one is coming from Vinny from the Bronx. He says, what are some things you wish boxers would do more to help a promoter? Also, how important is social media when building a fighter?
I think social media is very important. It's in my opinion, in the game of boxing, it's just not how well you could fight. It's about how well you create your crowd and your following. The fans are very important. I think also some people don't realize these guys are risking their lives every time they step in the ring. Like it's a serious thing. So I think it should be respected, and that's definitely important. So you have to build social media because that following is what's going to keep their career going and keep people walking in the building as they get better. Unfortunately, you just can't be a great boxer anymore. It's got to be more than that. It's definitely got to be more than that. You got to have a following.
All right, this is a left field one. Donald from Baton Rouge.
Okay.
What do you like the most when you're cooking on the grill?
When I'm cooking on the grill, I would say chicken and corn.
All right.
You gotta have chicken and corn. That's what I would say it's got to be.
Quan in Cleveland says, what's your favorite part about promoting boxing, and does it ever get too stressful at times?
Listen, I think everything in life is stressful to a certain point.
One of the greatest things I think is the people you get to touch, the people you get to meet, the conversations you get to have, and you are directly impacting someone's family and their life. So being able to help them, I think, is an honor, and it's something that I take very seriously, and make sure that all the fighters we do touch, like we do the right thing by. It's that's what's most important, making sure that they're fairly treated, that they're celebrated the right way, because I don't think a lot of people do that. So that's what we want to make sure happens.
I got James in Atlanta that says, okay, so boom, you work with Danny on the promotional side, but what's your thoughts about Danny, the fighter? Was you disappointed in Danny's last fight, and is he retiring?
Well, to that point, that's a question for Danny. I don't ask that question. That's something that when he wants to talk about and how whenever that's something he'll bring to the table and talk with everybody about. As far as Danny the fighter, I mean, he's always been one of my top fighters. I mean, if you take a look at who he's fought, the way he's done it, he's always respected the game. He's always respected his promoter and Al Heyman. He's always done the right thing. He's never complained, and he's done it with honor. So, he chased greatness. You can't be upset at that, and there's no reason. I mean, he started off at 140. He ended at 160. I mean, there's not many people that went up 20 pounds over the course of their career and done it at a world championship level. I mean, you can't name it, and it's not easy to do. He was looking to be a three-time division champ. I mean, Joe Frazier didn't do it. Bernard Hopkins didn't do it. So, I mean, we still think those people are great and legends, right? So you can't be mad at someone for trying to get to that 1 or 2% of greatness that people can't do. That's the way I look at it. So I'm very proud of what he did. I think he went out there. It just wasn't his night that night, and that's okay. But he'll regroup, and we'll figure out what he wants to do next, and we'll go that route.
I got Ali in Dago. Wait, I lost the question. Ali in Dago says, what's up, Mike? Who's your top 3 favorite fighters of all time?
So it's gotta have Joe Frazier. That's hands down. He's in the mix. Tito Trinidad, and The last one's a hard one, because there's many people you could fit in there. I know Ali's obviously the easy answer, but I think there's a couple people you could fit in there. But if I had to do one, I would do Muhammad Ali. Obviously, he's been through battles and he was one of the best. So those would be the three.
All right, champ. Well, those are all the questions. I thank you for coming on and wish you
No
guys the best of
problem.
success after the promotion. I would love to get you back on just to, get your assessment of how the event went.
No, absolutely. And listen, I want to just tell everybody October 12th, make sure you tune in. We got Tierra Brown versus Diana Vargas, Dylan Price versus Jose Sant, Aron Peterson, Micah Hunt, Carmel Moulton fighting Hilario Moreno, Quincy Williams and Daniel Lynn, Willie Briscoe and Henry Mendez. Christian Ortiz is on the card, who's also another Gold Glove winner. Tyshawn Denson is on the card out of Ohio, who's also another Gold Glove winner. And Jason Moreno is fighting Kajanti Davis. So make
Damn,
sure you're
I
there.
forgot about Tyshawn. My boy Matt's been putting me on him for a minute. That's crazy.
Listen, Tyshawn's a great fighter.
Yeah.
This is the second time fighting on our card. He fought on our card in July. He's fighting for us again. We got Kadeem Hunter making his pro debut, the son of Eric Hunter. So, I mean, the card's just great from top to bottom, man. I mean, like, you look at it, there's not a fight. No one's going to be
And it's
standing up
free
out of
to
their chair.
watch? How much do we got to pay to watch it?
We're working on that right now.
There's no definitive answer. It might be free. There might be a small charge. We'll know for sure over the next couple of days. But I will tell you this: it's something you don't want to miss. I mean, you want to talk about action. You want to talk about having it packed. This is going to be the card from the very beginning opening bell to the very last bell. It's going to be action. It's going to be great fights. Like I said, there's 2 title fights on there. You get to see the up and coming Carmel Moulton that's got the boxing world upside down right now. So it's got everything. It's got everything for everybody. It's got the up and comers. It's got the people already there, the contenders. It's a great card in my opinion.
I got one more from Tip Bell. It says Predator 2 or Terminator 2, Heat or Point Break, Apocalypse or Platoon.
So
Terminator 2, Apocalypse, and what was the middle one?
Heat or Point Break.
Heat.
Okay, I went with Point Break. That's one of my favorites. Man. And we got Stainless, last one. He says, how long before you get TBV involved in the platform?
I guess that's a conversation we can have and see how we can get that on.
Nah, that's just my loving audience, man, wanting the best for me.
Listen,
But
there's
we
nothing
do
wrong with that.
appreciate you. We do appreciate you.
Listen,
That is
sure.
the last question, Mike. But like I said, I would love to get you back on once the event is over, just to get an assessment of how everything went.
Definitely. And listen, like I said, October 12th, 2300 Arena. Make sure you go wdmdb.com or go to 2300arena.com, get your tickets, come in the building. It's going to be a great show. Danny will be there. We have some other people that's going to pop up that I think people are going to be very interested in seeing. So I wouldn't miss it.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Mike Farrell of